next. Let's drop that old one that we used to do back in the days.
What's up, people?
What up, though?
What's up, Detroiters? Welcome to
the People Mover Podcast,
where every week we discuss everything from living in Detroit to life lessons and experiences, dating, relationships, pop culture, and much, much more.
We explore the power of social connection through conversation. We literally want to move the people.
I'm just kidding. It's your host, Miracle, and our other host,
Malcolm Elliott.
And this is episode probably 25, right?
25.
Oh, she's fully developed brain.
I'm screaming. The frontal lobe.
Our podcast is literally an adult almost. For real.
What happens when your frontal lobe gets fully developed? Does something like change or something?
I think your consciousness, the third part of your consciousness really kicks in. You're supposed to be making better decisions, and just shit like that.
Survey decided that was cap. I don't think they make better decisions. I don't know if it gets better. I don't know if the decision-making skills improves drastically.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drastically is a stretch.
Maybe. I feel like since I turned 25, like, the consciousness is really kicked in, but I don't know. It might be a myth. For men, I don't know if it's 25. I will say that.
Like, is it clairvoyancy or is it...
I have no idea.
That's fucking hilarious.
Good point. That's
funny as fuck.
There's so much that's been happening in the city, guys. Also, there was like the Ford fireworks a week ago, and I was on the news.
Oh, she's famous. She's adjusting
famous.
to.
Yes, I told you that, Ty. I literally was screaming a couple times, and I grabbed my chest on that finale because you could just feel it. And then right when it ended, I saw Miracle walking by, and your smile was so big.
Yeah, it was magical. Honestly, it felt like I was in space for a second. I was like, it's so like galaxy. It was amazing. Literally,
the 4th of July just passed. Yeah, it's all
4th of July just passed. There was there's been hella fireworks. All the celebrations.
Wasn't it a shooting down there too? Was it a shooting down there?
There was a shooting down there during the.
Every year you niggas can't leave the guns at home. Damn.
Guys, Detroit, we gotta do better.
I thought Iran got us in the middle of the night.
I swear to God. Okay, but honestly, there was a shooting, which is so tragic. No one died, thank God. Jesus. And also, I didn't even hear about the shooting until I got home and I saw on my phone. But
they won't leave the switches at home.
No, literally. But it was beautiful. I met the mayor, which was really cool. But
famous.
I'm famous.
Fame. We'll put the clip on the screen so you guys can see it.
We will. But yeah, the 4th of July passed. The city has really been awake.
Buzzing.
All the festivals are coming up. The African World Festival is coming up in a couple weeks.
You might see some familiar faces there.
Everything is live. Oh my God. It's summertime in the D.
I mean, obviously we aren't in studio like normal. We're coming to you from Belle. You know what I'm saying? We literally have our own island here.
We're on our own island.
Shout out to the rest of the United States that don't got their own island. So
yeah, that's actually crazy. We really do have our own island, which is cool. This should be bumping when it's like 95 degrees outside.
Yeah,
so.
we had to come out here when it wasn't scorching because it's the heat has been disrespectful. Honestly, turn the weather machine down.
But actually, it's perfect right now.
Right now, it's
honestly,
perfect. Right now,
it's cool. I love summers in the city. But yeah, we are on our own personal island. Not a lot of drama.
Not a whole
considering
lot.
There's a lot of drama on other islands. We talked about it last episode. Love Island is like taking over the
internet for sure.
You can't open your app without Love Island.
Last week we did go to our first Love Island watch party.
We did. Oh my God.
I want to shout out my friend Joe, who actually curated that event at Chandelier downtown in Detroit. But it was really cool. She had us in the VIP. We had drinks and food and it was packed. It was packed in there.
It was packed.
And
oh my God.
To hear people's like reactions live
in
to
real
like
time.
What's going on is actually hilarious.
Yeah, it's actually so funny.
That was actually crazy.
I loved it. I had lost my voice, so it sucked. I was sounding like Amaya Papaya herself. But it was so funny. It was so
funny
cool.
because you was sounding like Amaya.
I was literally sounding like
Amaya be needing some tea sometimes.
She needs some cough drops,
lozenge or something.
She's always like screaming and like, like, she's the first one to stand up during anything dramatic. Like, oh my God.
That is fair.
And I'm like, girlie, that's why your voice is gone, for real.
No, Love Island is messy.
It's been really messy.
see.
And honestly, Love Island happens like every couple of days, so it's like
by
it's
the time
just
y'all
so
see
fast.
this, more shit will have
more
happened.
shit would have happened. But right now,
yeah.
someone just got kicked out of the villa for using a racial slur.
Cierra
got kicked out of the villa because she used a slur like against like Asian people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, what are your 2 cents about that?
Well, it's the same reason that Ulysses got kicked out, right? So
she said the N-word and she's not black.
Yeah, and so we frown on those people.
We frown on those people.
Okay,
for sure.
so and she got kicked out on like day 1 or day 2. Like literally the show had just started and you looked up and she was just gone. And she was gone. So
honestly, I wonder, like, I want to be a fly on the wall when they're like, hey, you have to leave because you did this.
Because I remember like a couple years ago, so pack your bags.
Yeah.
No, it's honestly the memes online have been hilarious about that. But I mean, honestly, racism, people obviously can grow and learn from their mistakes. I know we had conversations in the past about Justin Bieber, but I feel like people, if you're going to go on a show like Love Island, you got to make sure any dirty laundry or skeletons in your closet is cleaned up before you go on a platform where people can look you up, search you up, your tweets and stuff like that. So I feel like she should have, and maybe she didn't think that would be a big deal, but I don't really have any wiggle room for racism or discrimination, honestly.
Well, and it's having this discussion online about what is racism versus what is not. I feel like racism is a big deal, and like sometimes people water down situations where I'm like, people are not going to take shit as serious if you're making a big deal about this. Like, I know a cast member was like, oh, Cierra said a slur, so I don't want to fuck with her. But he's hanging out with people who were Trump supporters. So people are like, this is the same thing in my eyes. Do you think that's the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hypocritical statements that come from people on the show and who just have discourse around the show where they move the goalposts for their favorites, you know what I'm saying? Which honestly you see across all platforms of media.
Nicolandria,
the NBA, like no matter what it is, it's like when they start comparing things, they'll be like, well, this person did this, but somebody did something similar, and they're like, well, it's different that way. It's like, no, it's just all the same thing.
All the same.
So it's just about what you believe. Like everybody has their own beliefs and
everyone has their
like
own
that.
beliefs. My unpopular opinion, like, don't stone me also, because I feel like the internet is so different from the real world. You have to interact and you have to be okay with people who don't think like you to an extent.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're a judge and you're like heavily like maybe like conservative, I would be like, you're in a position of power, so this is different. But if you're my friend and you're saying like XYZ, like depending how close we are, like I don't think you should necessarily jump on cutting people off immediately because of that. I think people can grow and, like you said, change. Racial slurs is a little tricky. Yeah. I don't think you should be saying any kind of racial slurs, but I feel like politics is different. Like, some people are conservative because they are, like, pro-life. I'm not pro-life. I'm pro-choice. But, I get people are religious. I get people have the different opinion. I don't think it holds the same weight, so I don't like the way the internet is running about it. But I do think it was wrong that she said a slur. I just think
she was definitely wrong.
Racial slur and consequences. I think it's amazing that Love Island has done what it's done because the consequences show people even coming forward. Like, hey, you will be held accountable. Yeah,
100%. But maybe Love Island should do a little more research on the people they casting.
Before they hire them,
I feel like this is almost it's almost like this was preventable. Like having people on the podcast or on the show that. Before researching everything about them, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, I know the internet is the FBI, but literally,
it is.
like,
but you need to hire your own FBI.
This show has the budget to get Meg Thee Stallion on there. Y'all can do a background check.
Literally,
you feel me? Y'all can do a damn
have
background
someone
check.
like hire fucking one of these stand people to do runs on people.
Because the stand culture is. This is my first season of Love Island now. You have a whole totally different view because she's an OG Love Island head.
I am.
So she's like, this is. It's almost blasphemous the way they're carrying them on about this season compared to other season. Me, for my first watch, obviously this is messy reality TV, so it's entertaining. I am entertained. But as far as like having your favorites and who you like or who you don't like, it's the emotional roller coaster of like, I did like them at first kinda, but then they did some shit like this person's weird, they're canceled. And honestly I feel like Amaya's view has kind of changed where she's one of the people that had to grow on us. Like at first I feel like her approval rating wasn't really that high, and then as she carried on through different situations in the show, people were like, I actually love Amaya. She's hilarious.
That's life.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. No, I agree, because I mean, honestly, don't stone me because I love Amaya papaya. I keep saying don't stone me because I'm like, as soon as you don't agree with something like stan culture says, they literally stone you.
Yeah, no, we know how the barbs.
Yeah, the
and,
barbs
or the beehive.
People. Yeah, literally, like you can't.
You can't say nothing about Nicki or Beyonce, or they will come
exist.
for you.
They don't want to hear it.
The Swifties.
Yeah, the Swifties as well. I agree. I feel like Amaya, she was like very interrupty. Like when she started, she didn't let people speak a lot. I feel like in every situation, though, like she was in the right, in my opinion. Like with the Ace situation,
she likes being dominant.
Who's? Oh yeah,
she likes being dominant.
That guy didn't date Amaya.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I'm just saying, like she likes to cut people off.
She likes being dominant.
She likes being dominant.
If you know, you know. But like no, she was very like she didn't hear people out. I don't know if it's just the way it's edited though.
I think she honestly just has like ADHD, like, and the fact that she like English isn't her first language, so I can't imagine like being like an anxious person and having to keep up in conversation with somebody and English isn't my first language, because even her like in her confessionals she's like mispronouncing words and you know what I'm saying, like she does it on like throughout the show. It's not like a one-time slip. Like did she really just say? It's like no, she like literally messes up words throughout the show and they keep it because it is kind of funny.
I mean yeah, and it's one thing to like be messing up your pronunciation and it's one thing to have ADHD and not be like attentive or noticing how much you're probably talking over people. So I get it, but that's what was off-putting at first. But I still really like her, you know. I still think listening is a big thing. I feel like I'm sure if she watched it back, she probably too would be like, oh
I'm like coming along.
Yeah, I need to learn. But
I think she's gotten better.
She's gotten better.
As the show's
we love her. We love her.
And clearly the people she was matched up with before was not the type of people.
Her, and they can make someone go crazy.
Because her and Brian now seem pretty cool.
Yeah,
you
really
know what I'm
cute.
saying? They
really
seem
like
pretty good. Those are my winners.
My winners.
Winners.
Give him the 100K.
Everybody else can go.
And the show, because I'm like, I do get annoyed watching this show, but
Nicolandria, I'm with Dr. Umar, so Nicolandria stands are going to have to stone me.
I wanted to talk a little bit about Nicolandria.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
I wanted to talk about Nicolandria, which is this like couple. If you're not watching it, it's this black woman with this white man. But basically, I also wanted to talk a bit about Nicolandria and girl code, because she just went after a good friend of hers, man, and she was preaching girl code weeks prior.
Well, she had just felt snaked by her for voting for Taylor. So he had just mentioned it on the prior episode. Like one of my closest friends just kind of, she's like, it felt like a stab in the heart because that she stood behind Taylor after everything Taylor did to her, quote unquote. So maybe she was already mentally done with Cierra anyway. I don't know. Cierra not there no more. They both, it's like Orlando was like,
I still think you need to stand on business anyway. Like, if you have your moral code, you need to stand on that. I feel like it shouldn't be like, oh, this person maybe did me wrong. By standing behind someone or keeping someone safe, I don't think that's even that. It's pretty, I get what you mean. That's pretty, like, salty, but that's not enough to...
I also feel like playing the game, though. Like, the game of, like, Love
Island.
Of,
I get
like, having to stay on the island so you can stay in the running and win the money and shit. It's like, I feel like in the situation with Shelly and she was with Chris and Casa, and she was trying to decide between him and Ace, Huda had fell through with the other guy, and if Huda didn't go talk to Chris...
But that's what I mean.
You know what
Even in this situation, which I kind of understand, they were all on fire for her. So I'm like, stand on business. If you think what she did was fucked up, you going to go do the same thing is stupid. Just kind of like you're saying, the goalposts. We're moving the fucking goalposts. Yeah. Everyone's a fucking hypocrite. If it was done to you, you would be like so angry. Yeah. So I just think that's hypocritical. I do think they're cute, and like watching them kind of giggle and joke with each other is cute. But it does annoy me that like, even when it came to Huda talking to her, I don't know, again, if it could be edited. Yeah. She cut that conversation short. Was like, that was too far. Yeah. Too far is like, as soon as your friend's man leaves, you're exploring him. When most, I mean, and obviously, like, it is what it is, but like, don't, kind of like Huda too, don't practice what you don't preach. All the other girls who were doing this shit, they're not screaming anything.
I was like, if I want to, I know as far as loyalty, I'm like, I really just met y'all niggas like 3 weeks ago.
That's what I mean. That's why
so like, how much loyalty do I really have to y'all niggas?
Actually, they don't need to have loyalty to anything. I just get mad because they're yapping about it.
Yeah, that's real.
Like, the boys don't. Like, Peppa, he's moving on, but he's not like, oh, this is my girl. Like, the boys are not having the same conversations here.
It's just the girls.
Like, they're not like, yo, you're my brother.
You know how girls can be territorial about over there. They can. You feel me? So it's like, if you really like a nigga,
I love
you know
us,
what I'm saying? Yeah. You support a women's rights and wrongs.
I do support women all the time, but I'm like...
But sometimes we got to admit, just... Which is like I like Shelly and Ace's relationship a lot more now that they both just focusing on each other, because both of them is constantly in everybody else's business. You know what I'm saying? Ace, his problem, and that's the reason that he was so low in the American votes, is that nigga, you just always in everybody else's business. You feel me? And the way you handled the whole Amaya situation, it was just messy. You know what I'm saying?
It was messy.
And then Shelly with the whole Huda situation, and then the whole thing with Ace with that whole challenge shit. Like, it was like, Shelly, you not seeing the forest from the trees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need y'all to focus on y'all, and y'all might have a chance to get out of here.
Exactly. I feel like it's okay to be upset on her part too, but like
I
you also
got
need
what
to
she was
take
coming
accountability.
from. Yeah,
like,
she
hey,
was.
maybe
It was
I was
no
wrong.
accountability.
I hate people who are just pointing like you.
Yeah, because two
And
things
it's
can be
like,
true at once.
Two things can be true. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, she kind of.
Facts.
I don't know. Shelly's just. We love Shelly though.
I do love Shelly. Actually, I don't have anything bad to say about her. Just that one little.
Yeah,
thing.
that one little thing.
That one little thing. So I'm not gonna whack my girl
If you
too
was
much.
away from Ace, I would grant you the 100K myself. But Ace
like
is the jury
Ace.
is still out on Ace.
I mean, he's annoying.
I don't like
but
how he did Jeremiah.
I just feel like
I'm
he
sorry.
shouldn't have done Jeremiah like that. But I'm like, you
Clear
know,
hater,
I feel
clear
like
hater
people
shit.
should have their own mindset. I feel like I don't know how you feel. Like, do you listen to your friends a lot?
If I go to my friends for wisdom, if I feel like I need it in a situation, I feel like I
Does
always
that sway you?
if I you know, the friends I keep around me, I value their opinions and things so much. So sometimes their opinions can help me sway to one side or another on a situation. But it just what's my song? If it could if I'm kind of stuck on it. But it's honestly, I usually like meditate on the situation and pray about it and kind of like emotionally work through it myself. And if I feel like I can't come up with an answer on my own, then, you know, I ain't trying to get all biblical on you, but you know, the Bible says you got to seek counsel, and seeking counsel is your friend group. You feel me? You should be able to surround yourself with people who opinions you do trust and value, and do have wisdom and things people you can't learn from. So it's like when I'm stuck in situations, if I brought it to my friend, then I feel like they have at least an area experience or some type of expertise on this type of situation that's going to help me, you know, work it out. Ooh, I ain't gonna stop it, but the sky, look at the sky. The sky looks so good.
Oh God, the sky looks beautiful.
God.
Commercial break.
Look at the sky. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Love this city.
That's why I'm sitting here behind you. I'm seeing it happen. I'm like, Miracle, I can't even keep going. I have to show you that this is crazy.
Magical. Oh
Magical. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. He'll have to take a break for the sun.
Anyway, I was gonna say, you said you do take advice from your friends, and I'm honestly the same way as you, but like maybe the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I do realize that like this life is kind of just mine.
Yeah.
Whatever I feel and everything I see, like people, unless you're literally like a fucking fly on my shoulder, you're not seeing everything, you're not feeling everything.
Yeah.
I think advice is good. That's why you should go to therapy. You know, but I feel like people who are like professional, they can give you like non-biased advice. I feel like friends are very biased. I was going to talk about Chat GPT actually, because don't stone me, because I've been using Chat GPT a lot lately. And when I ended things with this guy, his birthday was coming up, and I'm like, should I ask GT if I should wish him a happy birthday or not? And I really liked it because it gave me the pros and the cons, and it's like, do it if you feel this way, don't do it if this and that, and then it asks you for more insight. That's how people should be, but like when I go to my friends, they're so extreme.
Yeah.
You tell them something, they're either extreme, like, no, don't do it, or yes, do it, and it's like, there is no rational ground unless you're going to a professional. I'm not saying Chat GPT is a professional.
I mean, I feel like in
know.
real time when you tell somebody something and they mind, they weigh the pros and the cons, and they just come up with a conclusion. ChatGPT basically did it, the pros and the cons, and told you to come up with your own conclusion. Because either way, you're gonna have to decide to
but
do
it's
it or
not
not to do it.
emotionally charged because it's like
it's not based on like logic. Basically.
Yeah, it's actually based on maybe textbook logic, not necessarily like how you feel or if you're leaning towards not, or if you think XYZ. I don't know.
So ChatGPT, based on what it told you, did it make you want to text him or not text him?
I decided not to, because it basically said like, if you don't see anything good coming out of it, or like you would be upset without getting a response. And I'm like, actually, if he didn't respond, I probably would be more upset. And I was weighing the pros and the cons of the situation. And the reasons, it's been a while, but the reasons why it told me not to, I was like, maybe I can resonate with this. But either or, it's like, they're not like, you're a fucking idiot. If you do that, you're fucking stupid, and I'm going to yell at you. Like, there's nothing like that. It's a little more controlled. I don't think you should use Chat GPT as a therapist, but, you know, I just feel like I do listen to my friends.
It's a tool. I feel like, you know, it's a tool of near infinite knowledge on any situation. It has the internet and everything else of humankind ever put in history as far as like experience and knowledge. So it's like to ask it for opinions or help. And it's not, like you said, it's not emotion based, it's logic based. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're gonna give you every analytical angle to be like, here's what the facts say.
Exactly.
You know, and now that you have all the facts based off of the information you gave us, here's, you know, you make your own decision.
You make your own decision. I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
The last kind of topic I want to talk about, shout out to Love Island, because it's bringing out a lot of real life conversations. I'm like, this is a social experiment.
Yeah, you can kind of see yourself in some of the characters on Love Island and in their situations and their conversations, you know. So I feel like even though they're different people, you might be like, this reminds me of a conversation or a situation or the energy that I've had in my own situations, you know.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I do wanted to quickly talk about the friends to lovers trope. Like, what do you think about like people who are friends to lovers? Do you think boys and girls can just be friends and stay friends? Because I feel like even with Love Island, people, they were friends at first, but people were shipping them a lot. So I'm like, you know, when people see that chemistry there, even as friends, they're like, oh, you must explore and you must stay. Like, what are your 2 cents on that?
Well, Love Island, the whole emphasis of all of that shit is, you know, to explore and, you know, to challenge your connections in your dating life. But it's so funny you said the friends to lovers trope, because I literally was just watching a video on that like the day before yesterday, because, you know, I've been posting clips for my music, and so I was looking for a video clip to clip one of the songs, and literally what I typed in was friends to lovers, and it was like a whole video of a lady talking about the friends to lovers tropes and the things she didn't like about it, because a lot of times in shows and books with the friends to lovers trope, it's like the cliche, you know, how do you add drama to the friends to lovers trope, because in that trope there really is no drama, because you're usually friends first and then it kind of goes. So they usually use like a love triangle to bring it out, which you see the love triangles on Love Island, and you or some type of villain. But long story short, how I feel about the friends to lovers trope, I think it's definitely possible for men and women to be friends and platonically, like, and you just have each other's best interests at heart and nothing romantically come from it. I think it's important to have friendships with people of the opposite sex. I don't think you should just have all women friends if you're a woman or all male friends if you're a guy. I think that's just as weird as a nigga with all women friends and no guy friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I do think it's possible. The lovers to friends trope, like just that arc, I feel like a lot of I know it's gone. I feel like a lot of great relationships come from people who go from friends to lovers. And I feel like a lot of people have got great friendships out of, you know, being friends, trying it out, and then realizing it didn't work and going back to just being friends. Like, I think it's totally possible.
Yeah. I think it's possible as well, but I think it's okay to feel that click and not explore it all the time, especially if it's not appropriate.
I feel like some relationships I value too much to put in jeopardy, because sometimes if you dive into something romantically, and based on how deep y'all dive into it, like certain people I can't be like friends with because we've literally gotten too close. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I literally can't be around you if we've been like super intimate and gone through all of these different situations. Like, it's like hanging around that person would just tug on my heartstrings, and
this is the thing. That's my whole thing. Like, I'm like, ugh.
It depends on how deep you get into it.
I get what you mean, but I'm like, that's just the whole thing with male and women friendships, which is a whole other topic we should talk about, because I'm like, with women, I get close, I get deep, I get almost intimate with some of my women friends, and it's still not like, let's take it a step further.
Yeah.
I think I'm very much okay with being close with someone and hitting it off with someone.
Yeah.
And just leaving it as is. Like, the romantic aspect and the sexual aspect changes things, and like, you're right, like sometimes it's not worth it, a lot of times it's not, but the pressure is always there for male and female friendships. I don't think it's something like either party has to explore all the time.
Yeah.
Because it is good to have those friends for perspectives, like a male perspective or a woman perspective, without like making it just a romantic perspective. And that's just
niggas is just gooned out. Like, I think niggas are gooned out, and like obviously like there's like a nature aspect to it where you just like drawn to certain things and certain people, but at the end of the day, it's hard for people to see two people that they deem to be conventionally attractive and not assume that they're dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, people see us out all the time and automatically assume we're together, and it's like we're just friends. You know what I'm saying? But people are like, well, you're not ugly and she's not ugly, and you guys are friends, and you guys have such great chemistry. Like, people always give us, we know we have great chemistry. We have a podcast. I get it. We get that. But it's like everything doesn't have to be you're together or you're sleeping together or you all are dating or doing all this other kind of stuff. Like, just you can have friends. You don't. And
it's good to have friends.
It's good to have friends. Like, there are value in having friends,
there's
platonic friends.
Exactly.
With no ulterior motives.
It's Love Island, so I'm like, these people don't know each other, but I do like the friends to lovers trope on Love Island.
There's a game aspect to Love Island.
There's a game aspect to it, so it's different.
It.
But I'm like, in real life, don't sleep with your friend's man or go after. I feel so triggered because it's happened to me a couple of times in real life where friends of mine have gone after.
Sometimes women are the problem.
So I'm like, even though I stand like Nicolandria like together and Olandra, she's beautiful, I'm just always like, don't fuck with your friends, guys. Just because maybe I'm making it more personal.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm not sure how Cierra feels watching it now that she's leaving. I'm sure she was sad and she was really into him. So that's a whole other
I don't believe none. Then Hannah was boohooing over Charlie, was getting popped by Pepe the next night. I don't think none. The tears, I don't.
Well, like, exactly, but she faked it. That doesn't mean Cierra faked it with Nick, and that doesn't mean she shouldn't be upset. But like, I know what you mean.
Cierra deserves her fate for her.
If anything, you should be like, Charlie is probably out here doing whatever.
Him and Hannah linked back up, so
they did.
You know.
I love the reunions. Guys, I just realized I didn't take a picture of the sunset.
Well, we got it on camera. So.
We did.
Yeah. So as I can see, the sun has set. Anything else you want to leave them with?
Oh yeah, I did want to have one little baby rant real quick about Pop the Balloon, because that's another dating show.
Okay.
I don't like a Pop the Balloon when guys are like, do you have a relationship with your father? And like, you know, obviously I feel like the girls are like shaking in their boots and they're like, oh, if I don't have a relationship, he's going to automatically pop my balloon.
Do they have a relationship? Do the guys have a relationship?
I'm like, do y'all have a relationship with your dads? Like, and also I'm like, if a woman doesn't have a relationship with their dad, that's a reflection of the men, of the fathers.
Yeah.
That's not a reflection on
her,
them.
yeah.
But I'm like, I feel like there's a lot of lies here because a lot of women are rightfully just being like, yeah, I do, because it's like you're trying to prove a point here. Yeah. I'm not going to let you. But I'm like, you know, I know so many people who are single moms. I know so many people. You grew up in a 2-parent household, which is great. But I'm like, the odds are not really in anyone's favor. So I feel like someone's lying, and I feel like that's just how it is socially. Like, people just lie.
I also feel like it's almost more important for a guy to have a male figure in his life than for a girl. Woman, a girl should have a male figure. Both of them should, but I'm just saying, like, it's easy for a woman to teach another woman how to be a woman.
Exactly.
But as far as a man, like, if you was raised without a dad, and you feel me, I feel like it's almost more of a red flag. Like, is your father in your life? You know what I'm saying? Is your dad
in your life? Yeah. I'm like, what? But yeah, I agree with you. But I'm like, that's a bullshit question. That has nothing to do with the person you're seeing.
Yeah.
That has everything to do with whoever their parent was.
Yeah.
So that kind of annoys me when I hear that. And then, like, you know, all the responses of the woman is like, I have this. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I know you don't want to be like, oh, fatherless behavior. But even if people say that shit, I'm like, you're still insulting the man. So who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I want to say, all of this is indicative of the man in their life. Yeah. So I don't, that's kind of crazy. That's a crazy question to ask.
Crazy question. Like, that's my only little rant.
Yeah. This has been a cool episode. Live from Belle. We're going to do more like on-site shows too, where we're out and about in the streets. You saw us at a social networking event with Menace Media. We're here at Belle now. We plan on going on the People Mover soon, so please just stay tuned for that. You'll see us at some festivals and just other events around the city. We'll probably start traveling soon outside the city as well. So like I said, we got a lot of big things planned for the podcast, so just stay tuned. But episode 25, you know, the Frontal Lobe podcast. But the Belle podcast.
The Belle vibe. We're on the island. We have a text.
Right. We got a text.
I got a text. Literally.
But you guys can follow me everywhere at Malcolm Elliott Music on everything, and then you can see me and Miracle here every week, everywhere at The People Mover.
The People Mover Pod
on everything. Episode 25.
Whoop.
Let's get it. Big Slat Luigi gang. Free my nigga Luigi.
Let's drop that old one that we used to do back in the days.